And we're back.
Hello. Did you miss me? I don't know if I missed you.
You haven't been on the show in about a month.
Well, you penalized me, so.
Penalized you for what?
I don't know. Didn't you kick me off? Is not the reason why I'm here?
No.
I thought you were trying out new hosts.
I tried it. It didn't go too well. No,
no, it didn't.
I'm just joking. What do you mean it didn't? He did a good job.
He did okay.
He did a good job.
Yeah, no. It was
okay, he wasn't you.
No, nobody's me. I'm me.
He did a good job.
You're you. He's he. I'm Ellie. He's Ron. This is the Prickly Pear Show. It is Sunday.
This time we have our names down.
It does. It says Ron. Do you like it? Over here. I think if I go over here, I'm caressing the green screen. It's Sunday. It's September 16th. Thank you for tuning in live on Facebook at the Prickly Pear Show. Ron, Ellie.
Somewhere here.
I don't know where you put it. Tell us, do you like the look? We're always tinkering a little bit, but if this is good for you, then it's good for us, or something like that, right?
Well, it's not complete yet.
No, because it's blank here for a reason.
Before we decide to move forward, we just want to know whether you guys like the template. And then you'll know exactly the type of topics that we're going to be talking about. And if there's any ideas in terms of suggestions for topics, let us know, and we're going to put them up.
Right.
So,
yeah.
We can see everything?
No, well, we can see almost.
See the green screen a little bit.
We see the green screen a little bit. We're not seeing the thing. We're watching down here. I don't know. So maybe there is no thing. Maybe I'm just imagining myself when I go like this. But on that there is.
It was supposed to.
I don't know.
Okay. It doesn't matter. Do we really need it?
I don't really care.
I don't think so.
I just looked awkward for 2 minutes. Thanks for making me look dumb.
Hey, you saw what you saw before in the template.
I did. It's true. I did see it. There is a template. Anyway, today we've got an amazing show. Ish. It could be amazing.
We're going to try our best. That's all I can promise.
I don't want to.
Try my best.
I think I just over.
You do that every show. That's what I noticed. Every show, for some reason, you make me feel like this is going to be the best show. And then it is.
This one. Well,
and then it is. It's always,
that's good.
It's always the best show.
But
this should be
it can't get any worse.
This should be one of the best because we're going to start with a challenge, right?
Yeah, but hold on. Well, okay, yeah, all right. I guess we are.
What are people saying?
No, we've got some comments. There's some template watching.
Oh, they're looking for something. They're looking to see whether
I don't know. But thank you for tuning in.
There was supposed to be a template
Mike.
there.
Shout out to Mike Krisker. There's supposed to be a template. If you really see it, let me know. Don't joke. If there's a thing that you actually see, it should be it should say rundown here, and it's green.
I'm kind of surprised actually it's not showing up because clearly I pressed the button and everything. So
I saw you do it.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Let's move on.
Let's talk about this challenge. So I don't know if you noticed this about Ron. Ron likes to do challenges, and I don't. Well, I kind of do. I don't mind. But we've agreed to do a cinnamon challenge.
Well, it's the new thing, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, what do we do? What kind of challenge? Do we do it at the end? So I was like, everybody's doing the whole cinnamon challenge where they take it or they put it on a spoon, and I think that you're supposed to swallow it without drinking water. Now, I was going to be a trickster, and I was going to try it at home just to see whether I can do it, but I went against it, and this is going to be actually my first time putting it in my mouth. Hence why I asked you to bring it, because...
I bet you don't get to say that a lot.
Say what? You just went... All right,
but that's fine.
Is your wife watching right now?
Hey! No,
so should we start?
But Aideen's watching. Hi, Aideen. And,
should we start with the cinnamon?
Yeah, so this is actual cinnamon. We have 2 spoons.
Let us know if you've tried it before, whether you passed
I don't know
failed.
what we're doing. I still don't understand. I just know I'm going to be putting cinnamon in my mouth.
So the way it works, from what I believe...
Yeah. You should research these things.
Well, it's what I saw. Oh my God, this is going to be a big spoon. You're supposed to take a full spoon of cinnamon.
No, I don't want that.
Put it in your mouth and try to swallow it without water and seeing if you can do it.
Swallow the...
Yeah, swallow
the...
Yeah, you should put more than what I have.
You have a heaping spoon.
Okay, all right.
Is this adequate for you?
It's fine. It works.
Here.
Okay, so I've never done this before. I'm a little bit scared.
So I'm a lot scared. I don't understand. So I'm going to put this in my mouth and just...
You're supposed to swallow it. So swallow it. Yeah, if you spit it out, you lose.
Can we move my phone so I don't puke all over this
No, it
thing?
will actually be amazing if you have it on your phone.
No.
Okay?
No.
Do we do l'chaim?
L'chaim. A salute.
Okay, let's try this.
I don't know what the hell we're doing. Oh, we actually did it. It'd be better if we did a fake out. You're a prick. I just want you to know that.
Did I win?
Yeah. I lost.
Did I win?
Oh my god, I'm living. That's disgusting.
It's not that horrible though.
It's not that good. I think I just died.
You couldn't hold it in your mouth for just a little bit? You couldn't even try to attempt to do it?
Did you even really do it?
What do you mean did I really do it? Can you not
Don't you feel it like here?
Yes, it bothers me a little bit, yes. Yes, I do sound a little bit weird. But hey, I wanted to see if I can keep it longer than you can.
Well, good news. You can keep things in your mouth a lot longer than I can. Oh, that was disgusting.
I'd make a way better girlfriend than you do, that's for sure.
Oh, boy.
Alright, this is disgusting to be quite honest. I don't know why
Why are you even thinking about this?
People have been doing it, so I decided why not.
Oh
Let's
my
try this
God.
one out.
Oh, by the way, I ruined your thing like I told you I would.
No, I knew. Yeah, the
Oh
chunks
my
are coming
God.
off. It's a little disgusting. I don't know if I can
Cinnamon
continue.
is gross.
Cinnamon's not that bad, but there's just too much.
I can never go to the Cinnabon ever again. Oh, not that I ever really went. Why is yours all like...
What? Chunky?
Yeah, why is yours chunky? Mine's all
I kept
powdered.
it in my mouth for longer.
No, yeah.
That's the reason. You know, water.
My son is laughing at me. Hi, David.
How do you know he's laughing?
Because my wife just said my son is
I thought
laughing
he's got
at me.
Facebook. I was like, he shouldn't be.
My son doesn't have Facebook.
Yeah,
Oh, that was disgusting.
Well, what a way to start the show. As a winner. That's
The
fantastic.
idea is that we're supposed to talk on this thing, and you've just...
No, I think nobody is really here to listen to us talk.
No.
They're here to watch and make fun of us. So,
I almost puked, and it might just still happen, by the way.
okay. Live.
Nobody wants to see that.
Nobody wants to see that. Not even me. All right, so why don't we get on? Let's
My
go
son
with the
is
show.
supposed to be sleeping. That is true. That's my
Why don't we
fault.
get started with the breakdown?
You break it down. I can't.
That wasn't part of the deal. But okay, so first off,
Oh my god. Okay.
why don't you start with the wife day since you're the only one out of the two of us that has a wife?
It is National Wife Appreciation Day, and I very much appreciate my lovely wife Terry. We're almost having we're close. Well, we're going to have it unless after she sees this she decides we're not going to. But we're going to be having our anniversary soon,
When is the anniversary?
October the 3rd.
Oh, that's very nice. That's very. What are you going to do? Do you have any plans?
Sleep.
Sleep? Okay, well, I'm sure she'd be happy to sleep also.
No,
Clearly
I
you're
hopefully
married.
we'll go out. I don't know. What do you want to do, babe?
Why don't we move to, happy Wife Appreciation Day.
Renat, for those of us who didn't see, you're definitely going to watch the playback, but we just had a cinnamon challenge. It was disgusting. I can't. It's like I can't.
You really can't speak like it's done. It's over with.
It's stuck in my throat. There's like a...
Okay, so the first topic that we're going to be talking about is 9/11. Why did you put that one first? Out of all the things I put out, 9/11 was the one you wanted to talk about?
No, that's the first thing that you wrote, and I said, well, do it.
I just sent you a text message.
There's
with
never
all
a
the
good time to
information.
talk about it.
Right, so 9/11, September 11th was just last week. And, I just wanted to talk a little bit about it, sort of where we were when 9/11 happened.
You might have to talk about it by yourself for a minute. I really...
Okay, I'll talk about 9/11 by myself. I remember where I was. I worked for TIFF that year. And my job was to get people from the airport. And I remember around 9 o'clock in the morning, I was sleeping in the living room. And I turned on the TV, and that's when I got to see the towers falling and the people jumping off. And it was just horrific. And I remember on that day, we were waiting for a phone call to see whether we're going to be working at the airport or not. They canceled everything. But I wanted to know whether 9/11 is something we should be still talking about, or are we not talking about it?
Maybe not on this show, but
Well,
yeah.
no. I mean, is it something that there's been so many terror attacks that happened since, and we're only commemorating this one thing? Are we talking enough about it? Are we not talking about it enough? I just wanted to know whether this is a topic.
Who says
for
we're not
conversation.
talking about it?
Well, I think that right now people are not having that discussion. It's just like 9/11 happens. People post a picture, myself included, to say lest we forget. You didn't even post a picture. So,
Yeah.
is it a big deal or not?
Of course it's a big deal.
Okay, it's a big deal. So how come we're not making a big deal out of it?
Who says we're not?
We're not. You haven't. You didn't even put a picture of it.
But I have to put a picture about it to make a big deal about it?
Well, tell me about. So what do you need to do?
to
make
be
a big
honest,
deal?
for me, I don't
But this is also a question to the audience. Do they want to know do they want to tell us whether we're talking about it enough? What are they doing to commemorate? What should we be doing? And also, we're Canadian. Does 9/11 really affect us?
Of course it does.
Okay, so talk about it.
I can't. I've got a throat full of cinnamon.
Great. So maybe we should have done this at the end. So next time I do challenges, it's going to be at the end of the show because clearly you can't have a conversation.
I can. It's just this is gross.
Okay.
All right.
Try your best. Be an adult. Suck it up.
Suck it up. I did. That was the problem.
All right.
That's how I got into this.
Let's go.
Look. Of course 9/11 is important. Of course we commemorate and we talk about it and we think about it.
Okay, did you talk about it this year?
I did.
To who?
Somebody.
This happened a few days ago. You can't even
You mean
remember?
on the day itself? Yes. Yeah. My wife and I talked.
Your wife. Okay. What did you talk about?
Well, it happened to be my cousin's birthday. I'm not trying to be a prick about it. Look, at the end of the day, maybe a little bit, but it's just because I'm getting a rise out of you.
Yeah, because I'm like, you're not giving me any information. You're just like, yes, of course, it's important.
Look,
and you're not even talking about it.
Did I commemorate it in the sense of, like, did I take a moment of silence to step and think about it? No. Should I have? Probably.
Right.
Should we all? Yes. Obviously, our American brothers and sisters and... Sorry, this is a little stuck.
This wasn't just like against Americans. This is how I feel. It's about Western society.
My wife's pointing out. Sorry, yeah.
Of course your wife's pointing out.
No, but it's good. I can't think now. I'm full of cinnamon. But yes, we talked about where we were when it happened. And I do remember that.
So we did start this conversation.
Yeah.
Right? So again, I was working for TIFF that year.
Right.
And I was home and I ended up not going to work and watching
right.
CNN.
And I was at home.
Yeah.
I was at home and I was in university. And I was supposed to pick up a friend. We carpooled to school.
Mm-hmm.
And he calls me, and I'm just getting ready to leave in a few minutes. I just woke up. And he's like, dude, did you see what's going on? A plane flew into the building and this and that. And
Mm-hmm.
we're like, oh, okay. I turn on the TV. And as I turn on the TV, that's when I saw the second plane, which was like a more prevalent footage piece that's been circulated year in, year out. So I saw that live. And right away, when I saw that, I knew instantly this was terror.
Really?
That was not, something, because they didn't, from what I recall, there was a camera that was like zoomed out and it was pointing at the towers. And at the time, only the one had some smoke and stuff coming out of it. And so you could have thought it was a freak accident. Right?
But then you saw the second one.
When you see physically across the screen, I knew it was. And the panic, and we were supposed to go to school. And we ended up going to school. And I won't even say the name because they're not worth it. But I can use a fork. So if people know the joke, they'll fill it.
I thought you were done. Okay, go.
Anyways, when we get there, we hear more things about the other, planes that went down, and then there was this panic at the school somehow about like white powder, I guess like anthrax or something, and like people were like, and I was just like, you know what, I don't feel safe anywhere. There was this fear, and I went home. I just figured the safest place for me right now is going to be home.
Okay.
So I just told my buddy, I'm like, listen, let's get out of here.
Do you remember though the week of 9/11? Like, do you remember like,
the whole week itself?
Yeah, the whole week itself.
Yeah.
Do you remember the entire experience? Like, did you think there's going to be more terror attacks in Canada? Because they were talking about...
I thought we were going to be a target. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
I thought something, something like that. I thought, okay, this is a very coordinated event. We're looking at, the CN Tower is going to be next, or in Ottawa or something like it's going to be I thought about Israel is going to be a target. It was a very understandably tense time, and just as and the thing with an event like that is that news is coming into you in waves and it's in pieces, right? And it's like I've never been involved, but like a hurricane or something, right? Like this is just constant like surf of water, and the metaphorically speaking, like this news, this deluge of information, and it just keeps taking you over and over, and then we speculate this, we don't speculate that, we
So you're still struggling.
I am.
I remember, so when I was living in New York, I was
please.
talking to a lot of people there about 9/11, just to kind of ask them, like, how they felt about it. And to be quite honest, I feel like even people that live in New York don't see it as a big deal anymore. And it's sad, in my opinion, because I remember talking to them and, was talking to them about terrorist attacks and all that. And they're like, we're not scared of anything. We're resilient. We can always move forward, et cetera, et cetera. But in reality, it's like nobody expected the 9/11 to happen, right? So, meaning, shouldn't they fear that there are going to be more terrorist attacks that could happen, and they should, hold on to that day and say,
well, don't you fear that there could be anything? I mean, like there's the Danforth guy.
But I don't live like an idiot. I don't live in a bubble where I think it could never happen. I actually live in a world where I believe that it can happen at any point in time. But the people that saw it live.
Do you think that's your Israeli roots?
I don't know.
The realities
I don't know what
of
it
Israeli
is.
life, given that okay, granted, you lived here for a large number of years. I don't think right. You didn't live during the more recent Intifada wave of terror.
No. I lived in Israel during the first Intifada, the 1987.
87. Okay.
Yeah. So I lived in Haifa.
But that was more contained to Gaza area, right? But when we started hearing about
which one? 87.
Yeah.
No, that had nothing to do with the Gaza. This was an uprising.
It was an uprising, but in the West Bank, but not as like they weren't, blowing up buses and things like that, right? That came later.
Oh, it began because, actually, one of the main reasons we moved here is because there were always unidentified materials that they found on buses. So every Friday we would have to get off the bus on a main station and.
But I think so. Just to come back to your point of the idea of living in fear or people being resilient. I don't wake up in the morning and think about something could happen.
No,
right?
but I'm saying if somebody had lived in New York who saw it live, right?
Yeah, but then
who saw it happen?
So, but then the entire city would be paralyzed since that day.
They should always worry because I think New York being a target, right? Now we have that other building.
Listen,
right?
New York is
beautiful. And if you're going to tell me that people haven't thought, hey, maybe they might hit that building.
Have you been down there?
I have been down there, yeah, many times. I did live in New York, right? Right? You do realize that, right? You've seen CN Tower, yeah, once or twice. Okay.
No, it was being built, so maybe you weren't there during construction.
I wasn't there during construction.
I meant finished.
Yes. Anyways, I've been there.
The Freedom Tower.
Stop it! I've been there. Yes, many times.
The point is, I think that they have certainly learned. I mean, I think our society went, in a way, I like to maybe slightly overboard, overprotective, over. I can't bring a bag of cinnamon on the plane.
Right.
I can't bring liquid, but I think that's also
that happened after. That happened in England.
Right, but you go on the train, you go on this, it's going to happen everywhere. The idea of it, is it a big deal, and do people remember 9/11? Yes, I think they do. I think just understandably, listen, Pearl Harbor happened, right?
Right.
But that 41.
But wasn't that military? I mean, isn't that a little bit different?
No, because they attacked a military institution, but it was the country was attacked, surprise attack.
Right, but there's a little bit of a difference between citizens being hurt.
But citizens were hurt.
No, but it's not the same. I don't think it's the same. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to downplay the whole Pearl Harbor thing.
No, but
I don't think you can compare Pearl Harbor to a 9/11.
But that's what they did compare it to.
Well, because they compared it in terms of the numbers.
Numbers,
that's what it was.
But not just numbers. Just
also, it didn't happen on American soil.
On American soil, on the Pearl Harbor was American soil.
No, but it's not necessarily American soil in the same way where people live there.
American water.
Yeah, it's different.
Was it in Hawaii?
It's different. It wasn't in the same area. No, because it wasn't.
It wasn't in New York City.
Okay, there's a difference in just being New York City. You're talking about a place where people live. You're talking about a huge society that lives in New York City as opposed to Pearl Harbor.
We're talking about the United States of America being attacked secretly. Whether they should have known or shouldn't have known.
Yes.
And that was the same. That's the parallel that people drew in 2001.
Right.
And what I'm trying to get at is back in.
But how many terrorist attacks have we had, after that day?
In the States?
In the States.
A lot.
Small ones. Many. And it almost became,
but
it's a reality.
Yes, but there was. But New York, listen, the building with the World Trade Center was attacked in 93 or 94 with. when Clinton was still in
power.
charge, right? So
but that was a little bit different. There was more of a threat. Nothing really happened.
What are you talking about? A bomb went off.
Yeah, but like in the lobby,
in the basement.
Yeah, but nothing happened.
What do you mean nothing happened? People came out with smoke. There was a
how many people died? Can somebody let us know how many people died?
I don't know. That's not. In a sense,
there is a difference.
I don't want to say it's not relevant.
There is a difference. There's a difference between a van blowing up and like planes hitting two major.
Terror
buildings.
is terror. Period.
Okay,
if the goal is to cause panic, hysteria, to have people afraid, then it doesn't matter how you do it.
Right.
The severity or the grandeur of your insanity.
Right.
Only serves to do one thing, just to sort of maximize casualties.
Okay, so let's finish this topic off by saying, do you feel that we should be talking about 9/11 more, or do you feel we're doing just enough since it happened so long ago? And it's not. It's in our curriculum in schools. Okay.
It's in our history books. It's in it's on the internet. It's referenced constantly. It's in our frame of mind in terms of how our foreign policy, but explicitly in America's foreign and domestic policy and their security. They literally have a branch of government that was established as a result of it, right? The Homeland Security Department, right? So, of course, we always talk about 9/11. I think what you're getting at is the idea of the ceremony. Like, I recall seeing on TV, the year after, the few years after, or the 5-year anniversary, I think, there was the big thing at Ground Zero, and they would read the names of the people, and it's like, 3,000 names, they'd ring the bell, and I don't remember, and I don't know, hearing whether they did something like that this year. I didn't see it on TV. Mind you, I was at school working, so I wouldn't have had the opportunity to watch it, but I don't recall seeing any broadcasts or anything like that. So in regards of like a ceremony, I think at some point with an event like that, you can't ever forget it. And I wouldn't be surprised if whoever it is that's suddenly in charge of appointing, to commemorate an event, would do so at these sort of, numerical milestone values, like the 20th or the 25th or the 30th. You know what I mean? Like these sort of quote unquote round number anniversaries. Like,
what I want to know whether we've come to a point where really still struggling. We've got to a point,
and I'm smelling it, and you've got a fan here. I need water.
That we've gone to a point where literally gets off the set.
Literally to get this water.
We've got to a point where
I'm done with
terrorism happens all the time.
Right.
And, in some ways where somebody today gets their throat cut off, their head cut off. We don't get as as excited about it. I don't mean excited I don't mean excited as in happy excited, but like to a point of excitement where we're like. Fearful.
Or we don't make enough of a fuss
we don't,
about it.
We're like, okay, another person.
So can I tell you why that is?
Yeah, why that is.
And then I'd like to move. Yes.
Desensitized, basically.
We are desensitized, and that's because of the types of movies and video games and things like that.
I don't think
100%.
So. I don't think so. I don't think that has anything to do with it.
I guarantee you.
Nothing to do with it.
I guarantee
Nothing to do, because I used to play video games which would cut people's heads off.
Right.
And I wouldn't think twice about it. But then when I heard about the Jewish person, for example, Daniel Pearl, when they cut his head off.
Right?
Right. No, not pre-ISIS.
Pre-ISIS?
Pre-ISIS, yeah. It just became like, oh my God, like this is horrible. And now you hear about it all the time, and people with ISIS.
How many people are getting their heads cut off?
They're not talking about it the same way they used to be talking about it. It happens quite often. It doesn't make the news. Yeah, and also if it's not American or
then that's different.
Or westernized people,
right? When it doesn't happen to me, right, NIMBY, right, not in my backyard, then I'm not worried about it. Then I don't think about it. Who cares if it happens to some migrant person somewhere in the random continent in the world?
Which is something we should.
I'm not saying it's okay. So fine. So I guess we're doing our part then.
Okay,
good for you.
Let's get off 9/11.
Yeah.
All right. What's the next topic?
Back to school.
Back to school. How does that feel? So why don't you tell them a little bit about why we're bringing up back to school? Because you are
I'm a teacher.
Teacher.
For now.
For now. Why? You have other plans?
I don't know if they watch this show. Who knows what'll happen.
Oh, really? Oh, that's true. If they see you doing the cinnamon challenge, I'm sure they'll think that you're a complete wuss.
I think I'm an idiot.
So yeah, actually, we're both
this guy's in charge of kids.
We're both back in school. For me, it's great because I get to work more often, so I get to make more money.
Yeah, it's an interesting time. I think also as for parents. There's a different dynamic, right? The teachers have a view on it. The students have a view on it. The parent community has a view on it, and the marketing.
Okay, so you're a father, so your kids go to school.
Check.
You're a teacher.
Check.
You're part of a community.
Correct.
So you're all these things in some ways.
I am
so
omnipotent.
So how does it feel? What's the entire experience like for you? Because for me, it just comes from I'm a teacher, and I love the fact that students are back, and I get to teach them. And I don't know. I'm actually pretty excited about the new year. I know. I sound like a complete nerd, but I do. Yeah, I know, but I do enjoy it. I enjoy my kids.
Look, I think it's I think it's different. It depends also where you are in your career, right? For me, I've moved around from schools, from school to school for a variety of reasons.
Yeah, isn't that a bad thing to move from school to school on a regular basis? Isn't that, right? You can't keep one place intact.
I think spread the wealth.
Spread the wealth.
That's what I'm all about.
Is that what the principles think?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So talk to me about the experience.
No, listen. Okay, but the experience for me as a teacher, I think there's one of anticipation and excitement, a little bit of dread. Okay, so we're gonna get into this whole. You have the summer off now. In my own experience,
is that what your kids sound like? You have the summer off. Is that their
kids sound like?
Really?
What kind
of kids do you have in the class? Where do you teach?
We're not going to talk about my kids.
Okay.
People say that teachers get the summers off, so it's a big deal. You've been lounging at the beach or the cottage or whatever, traveling, and I think people they deserve that. We work hard. We work all times of year otherwise, and hard. It's an intense thing to prepare, right? You're getting a new. Here's the thing, it's a job where you're getting new clients, new patients, new citizens, new everything every year, right? So you don't get to yes, I work with my colleagues if I were fortunate enough to be at the same school for a few years together, year in, year out. You have that sort of office mentality, you know what I mean?
Right.
But from a teacher perspective, depending also what you're teaching, a lot of teachers have to switch grades every year or every other year, just because of politics or whatever, that maybe I'm requesting an opportunity to do something different, or there's a need.
Can you just talk to me about the experience? You're giving it to me. I don't know. You make me fall asleep. Talk about the experience. Exactly. That's what it's there for. I should be using it.
You should be using it.
Talk about the experience.
His experience is different. I can't speak for every teacher.
Speak for yourself. No one's asking
weird.
them. You speak for you. Do you enjoy it? Is it a good thing for you? Not a good thing for you?
Yes, I enjoy it.
There you go. Done.
I like it. Back to school.
Back to school.
You know what I like about back to school as a parent? I get to send my kids somewhere else.
That's right. It's your problem.
It's not.
Yeah, there you go. That's
it's
a good
hard,
thing.
Man. Parenting your kids 24/7. Weekends are a nightmare.
Right, but now
in a good way.
And the one thing,
if my son is still watching, I love you, but he should be asleep, right, wife?
Right. That means that his father, the teacher, didn't teach him right.
No, that's not it.
No, that's not it.
No, listen, it's different. You don't have kids, you don't understand.
No, I don't.
Listen, it's a full-time job.
Yeah.
Right? The constant need for attention and that constant craving. And it's such a wonderful thing. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But sometimes it's just exhausting, right? So the idea that there's this place where I can, hopefully and safely send them and they can be someone else.
Right, but do you think it's a mistake for parents to think that, the kids are going to be getting an education just at school? Because I feel like, well, I'll tell you this. This again, I'm not a parent, but this is how I feel about it. I feel that a lot of parents feel like, okay, most of the day he's with you, you're responsible for the kid, you're responsible for all the teaching. And in my opinion, it's like, well, you're the parent. You have the same responsibility, even more, to work with your kids on their homework, to really be there for them, and not just kind of like, okay, every time there's a problem, you go to the teacher and he's the one at fault or she's the one at fault. I think there needs to be sort of a cooperation between the two.
Yeah, I
mean a serious cooperation where, like, you're saying, I'm sending my kids, but you need to be just as involved. And I've noticed from some clients of mine, not everybody, but some parents are not involved at all, or they don't want to be involved.
Look, you're I think also mixing. Okay.
What am I mixing?
I want to. I need to speak carefully. I need to choose my words carefully.
Okay, choose your words carefully.
As a teacher, we have a partnership with our students. We call our learning community, right? So that's parents, that's the students themselves. Those are people that, professionals that work within the community that come in, like the police officers or paramedics and things like that. The fire, right? They come in, they can give talks or any professional that part of the learning where kids can learn from. other resources outside of the teacher, right?
Okay.
So it's a complex network. So at the end of the day, the main trifecta is the teacher, the student, the parent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we each have our responsibilities and our roles that we need to fulfill. Now the
But
reality.
do you believe? So there you go. Get to the point. Do you believe that the parents actually believe that they're partners in this?
I can't speak for all the parents, but I can speak for the
As
parents.
as a teacher,
As a parent, I believe I'm a partner in my own child's education.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that.
But have you seen or met certain parents that don't believe that they're a part of that partnership?
I don't know if they don't. I don't know if they
almost like throw the kid at you.
I don't know if they don't believe it. I think for others, it's a difficult partnership to have, or they're unsure, or they're uncertain. And yeah, there's this thing that says, "Look, I'm going to parent." Like, here's the thing: a lot of parents expect, I think rightfully so, that teachers will guide or lead their children towards success. If you think about it, in all aspects. Key aspects of their education,
right,
and life, right? How to read, how to write, how to compute, right? How to interact, how to socialize.
How do you work with the parents?
Just listen.
Well, you're talking like forever.
Well, you're asking.
Well, your points just go
it's
on and
not
on.
5 plus 5. You need a
It should be.
It's not.
It should be a little bit faster. A little bit faster.
You got somewhere to be?
No, I do.
I got my mouth full of cinnamon. I'm like,
we have a show to do. So the point is, it's like.
Look,
do you believe that there is a true partnership?
Yes.
And what do you think they should be fixing? Because this is, again, my opinion as a teacher. Many times the parents will go, "Hey, you're the teacher. I don't know what I need to do." It's
I don't know what you're teaching.
Take an interest in what the kid is learning.
Listen, you know what? You got to understand. No, it's not that simple. There are parents who
don't check even the homework that the kids are doing. They don't ask him about anything. They're like, hands up, I'd rather pay somebody. Now, don't get me wrong. I like to get paid.
Aren't you the one that's getting paid?
No, but it's not the point. I'd rather, if I see that the kid is doing well, right? I would love to tell a parent, you know what?
Here's
your
the
kid's
thing.
doing fantastic.
Here's the part that you're having I think where you're
Okay.
You're not a parent yet.
I'm not a parent yet. Correct.
Right. So when I try and teach my kids something, okay, and I'm even thinking when my dad tried to teach me something, it's very hard to accept that instruction in a lot of ways. There's not an easy way. When someone else shows you a stranger basically shows you how to do this thing, you're and they carry the setting is different, right? Then you're more inclined to listen to that person. I don't know, there's some psychological thing about it. So like it's different. Is there a partnership? Yes. What's your problem?
My problem is you're going in circles.
I'm going in circles?
Yeah. And
because you're asking a complex question.
Nothing is complex about it. No.
Because you don't know what you're talking about then.
I'll tell you. I do know.
You do?
Yes, I do. Okay? Just because I'm not a parent, because I think I'm the type of person where if my kid would come to me and they would say, "Hey, Dad, can I get some help or whatnot?" Or I'd take an interest to see what my kid is doing. Even if it's a different language, even if it's something new, I take some sort of an interest.
A lot of parents do.
And I think personally, again, and I teach different subjects, so I'm not even going to say like one specific thing. Right. A lot of parents don't take an interest. They don't check the homework. They're kind of like,
homework is not indicative of not taking an interest.
So what are they taking interest in? How was recess? How was the relationship between you and your teacher? Did you make friends today? These are great conversations, but they're not in school for that reason. That's only 10%. They're there to learn.
Well, what does that mean?
What does that mean? They're there just to be...
So homework is the only way they learn?
No. Homework is not the only way, but homework is the only thing that kind of shows what it is that they learned in school.
No, homework tells the parents what we're doing in school. It doesn't show how you learn, because I can't mark homework, because I don't know if you...
No.
I don't know if you, the parent, decided, you know what, I want to show that my kid is the smartest, I'm going to sit there and do the homework. Which, by the way, a lot of people do. So I can't assess
that. Do the homework?
Yes.
No, we're not talking about doing the homework. We're talking about helping. I'm not talking about the parent
helping.
That
helping
does
is
stuff.
Helping.
Like
what
sitting there, asking him. Like I think my parents were amazing when it came to it. They always asked me about what I learned. I had to tell them what I learned, not just show them my homework.
Right.
If I had a question, my dad would help me look for the answer. And this time I feel like literally, many times I have kids who just come to me and they're like, "Yeah, I didn't really do it," and the parents
Yeah, but but it's become more complex. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
What becomes more complex?
Because
school?
Yeah,
school is more complex.
Yes.
Have you seen what they're learning?
Every
You're
day.
teaching it, right?
Every day.
What's more complex?
It's not the. It's
no,
not.
no. Tell me what about the subjects are more complex?
It's not the. Listen, 2 plus
Not
2
the
is
curriculum?
still 2 plus 2.
Right.
It's not the curriculum. It's beyond the curriculum.
Except certain kids cannot multiply until they're like in 5th, 6th grade, and I have like certain students are like 7th, 8th grade who could still not multiply. And how the parents like even allow them to get to that point? Like how? How does it happen? Or that a kid cannot multiply when they're like in 7th grade.
There's a number of reasons why that could be.
I can tell you
learning
that it starts with the
disabilities.
parent.
It doesn't start with the parent. I don't think that's fair to
none
put
of
it
these
at the
parents.
parent.
None of these parents.
No.
No, it's not a learning disability. I think it's a parent disability. I think that they need to be disability.
I think you literally have no idea what you're talking about.
I think I do, because like when I had a problem with math, or my sister, somebody sat with us and explained to us, well, this is what you need to know. And I think a lot of kids today have excuses, a lot more excuses than actually doing their homework. And I think parents are like,
do you know how many kids are? You know how many kids that are taking care of their siblings or their own parents, or are holding down, the house.
You want me to raise my hand and say that I was an immigrant, came here, raised my sister, had to do all the exact same stuff,
Right.
learn a new language, 2 languages,
Right.
coming from a hot place to a cold place, having parents who are working 2 jobs.
Right.
I can say that.
Okay.
And still, parents took an interest, and still there was a cooperation.
It doesn't mean that parents
And I don't
aren't
see
interested.
that.
If parents,
I don't see it as often. Now, I'm not talking about everybody. Clearly, there's different type of clients. But there are certain clients who just don't want to take that time of day to really sit with their kids and see what they're learning.
I agree. Look. Let's be honest. I'm not. This is a school now. This is life. There are people who should not be parents. Period. Mm-hmm. Okay, they should have no business being legally or otherwise responsible for a child.
My question was, do you feel that pressure?
No.
That some of these parents feel like you are responsible, that when they put that kid in school, they put it in your hands, you're responsible to teach them.
So, look, there's a different way, because there's no, and I'll tell you why. Because at the end of the day, they know I'm responsible in that setting. They know it's a partnership, but maybe they can't give the time, or they don't have the language skill, or maybe they themselves don't have the reading or writing or math skill. Okay,
right.
So just because, and very often just because they're lacking that component, they feel that they can't participate in the process, and they're wrong.
They're wrong.
They're wrong.
They're very wrong.
They can. Now,
wrong.
some elect, I don't care, listen, I send you to school, leave me alone, I don't want to know about you, and I give you clothes, and I give you money, and
right.
That's it. There are those people for sure, but I don't think that parents are not involved. I would argue they're opposite. They're very involved. They're so involved. They're in some cases, and I've experienced that in past years and in other countries as well, teaching, where the 3rd grade spelling test was the make or break whether this kid goes to Harvard. Like, that's not the reality. You know what I mean? So you have such a huge polarization of involvement and being and caring, and there's different reasons why. It's not such a simple question, and I apologize that you feel like I'm going around and around in a circle, because it's not an easy answer, because there's no black and white here. There's so many different complex reasons. Parents are part of the process. Sometimes parents are a problem. You present to a parent, hey, listen, I'm observing these characteristics or traits or concerns about your son or daughter. No, not my kid.
Right. Well,
but that doesn't always come from a place where they don't care. Sometimes it's listen, I don't want to be told that there's something wrong with my child, right?
But are you trying to tell me that the parents have no idea? That they have no idea? They're completely oblivious to the fact that they not live with a kid?
I can't look. You know how many parents feel like, Billy climbs. He's. Well, we were having a conversation, right? Way off camera, without getting into specifics, where, sometimes we see behaviors from children, right? And, well, that's okay. They're always like that. They always use these inappropriate words or whatever. And I agree, that's a product of environment, and that's home, and that's something else, and there's a responsibility for the parents, okay? But then there's other times where it's like, well, I don't see those things. Like, I genuinely, they don't happen. They don't occur at home. At home, little Billy Susie behaves this way, and at school they behave in a totally other way. And there's a number. It could be the friends that they're hanging out with. It could be the peer pressures or bullying or whatever that's going on in the school or elsewhere, right? There's a lot of things that parents don't know. I mean, if you think about it really, and I don't want to go into this like huge tangent of it, but like if you think about, we hear about the kids, taking their own lives and stuff, and the parents have no clue why and what. And that's not bad parenting.
I think, but again,
but that's not bad parenting.
I'm not saying I'm not targeting this. I'm not saying that's
no,
bad parenting.
I know,
but I'm saying I'm noticing. Again, I'm just saying. Based on my experience, and I've been doing this for so long. I'll give you. We talked about this off camera.
Right.
That back in the day when I taught at a youth center, I had a kid who would curse and be violent. And, I brought their parents in, and he says, well, he acts like this at home, too. And I said, well, I'm not accepting this. And if you can't stand up to your kid at home, don't expect me to stand up to him here. Like, I mean, they think that they're just throwing it off. They're like, no, this is his place to go to and have a good time. No, it's on our expense.
But but they're not the same thing, but the idea of the environment with which a youth program, aftercare program, it's different from a structured school day program. It's no less acceptable. Don't get me wrong, right? Like I'm with you,
right?
And I agree with what you're saying. That if they're like, well, that's how he is at home, we just accept the fact that he tells everyone to f off or whatever, right? That's not okay, and that's clearly, But I think those people are such a minority compared to my experience. You asked me about my experience.
Yeah, okay.
I think parents are very much involved, and they're very.
Let's move on. I'm so happy I got this little thing.
I'm gonna hate
this. This is gonna be amazing. So every time you go and you tell me a full length story without actually getting to the point, I'll just smack this thing down. All right, next. Let's move on.
All right. Well, you want to do good thing, bad
Let's
thing?
Let's do good thing, bad thing. So that's a new segment.
So
that
we got a new thing, and I don't like the title, but you come up with something. Good thing, bad thing. So is this like a big deal, no big deal kind of
big prick, little prick? That's big
prick, little
No.
I think that's more about like a character trait. If we Ellie talks in circles. Big prick, little prick. Big. All right. So give us some of the topics. Let's get started. All right. In the news, Elon Musk of Tesla fame got in some hot water.
Did he get in hot water?
Allegedly.
Hot water from who?
His stock
prices
fell about 4% within the hour.
See, I didn't even know that.
You brought it up.
Yeah, I didn't know about the stock.
Research.
I didn't know about the stock. Don't touch my bell.
So anyway, he participated in a cannabis consumption event with Joe Rogan on a podcast.
Love
it was filmed.
that podcast.
Yeah, you do. And he got some backlash to the point where people on his, I believe it was on the executive board or shareholders in general were upset, and the stock itself took a hit. Within an hour of it being public. So big deal, no big deal. Obviously in Canada, I think, to me, like,
no big deal.
No big deal. I wouldn't say, I can't say it's a good thing.
Even us, we have.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
We have conversations about marijuana because it's clearly like it's in the news and we can't avoid it. But we never talk about us doing it. We never actually do it on camera or any of that type of things, right? So, do you believe that if we did it, people will have a different perception of us? 100%.
Yeah.
But yet, just as an example, again, we're just putting it out there. Almost every one of our audience members have either tried it or is doing it right now. So
it's not legal till October 17th.
No, but so you're telling me if we decided, and clearly we're not going to do it because we're both teachers.
Careful.
But if we decided, just for like an episode to do it on October 17th. No, so you think?
But it's also it's a preference. Just because it's legal,
right,
to drink alcohol,
right?
This is not right. Like I could sit here.
But if you
I could sit here and say this is not water.
Wait. But you're telling me that if you had beer over there, somebody out there will go, all right, man. I don't know if he can be my teacher.
Yes.
Really? For beer?
Yes.
Stop it.
Yes.
Are you comparing the beer to the weed?
Did you think back to your high school days?
I'm going to try my best.
Because, if you went when you were in class or not or wherever.
Right.
You spent some time at my high school.
Okay, I did.
You didn't go to my high school.
Right, I didn't go to high school, right? Okay.
But think about it when you saw, the first time you noticed that your teacher was smoking.
Right.
Now, I don't know about you, but I remember when I first saw, a teacher smoking, right?
Right.
I was like, oh, wow.
Not at all.
It was a different because you know it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's not healthy for you, right?
Right.
So it's got a negative, I think, rightly, negative connotation of it, right?
I went to a private school where a female teacher would smoke in the male bathroom. Like, people know this, Associated Hebrew School Neptune. Those that went there know exactly what I'm talking about. There were 2 teachers who would sit and smoke in the bathroom, in the boys' bathroom on a regular basis. I didn't think it was that weird. I give you my word. I'm not going to mention their names.
I went to Associate, but I went to
Neptune. Yeah, that happened. And I guarantee you, there are people watching, they would remember those teachers. Grade 6, so think about it, those that are watching.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. But I would see regular. I remember in high school, the English professor...
Right.
would smoke green on a regular basis.
I think as an adult, so the situation though with Elon Musk is like he smoked weed and he was on camera.
Right.
Okay, and he was in the middle of an interview. So from entertainment, whatever, like, do I care that he did it? No. Do I think that he's a bad CEO, whatever, of a company because he smokes weed? No. So for me, is it a good thing, bad thing, if that's our title, or a big deal, no big deal? No. Not a big deal. It's not. I can't say it's a good thing. But I'm thinking about myself now, right? Like, if I'm, if I couldn't... I was actually having this conversation with a teacher friend of mine. We were just out of curiosity. It was like, you're going to come to school stoned? Like, it's legal. So...
No, you can't be under the influence. That's stupid. No,
right.
You can't be drunk either.
But after school,
I think it's a different story.
How long does it take before it wears off?
No. I think so. Like even in college and high school, like I remember teachers would go out for drinks, and in college they would go out to drinks with us.
I think college is a little different because technically most part.
Okay, but even high school.
You had bars on campus, so it's a different...
But even high school, teachers would smoke cigarettes regularly. Yeah,
I would remember seeing students smoking butts with teachers.
I remember seeing flax in some of the teachers. Yeah.
Flax,
like they would have. Isn't that what it's called?
Flasks.
Sorry, my English
Flax is a C.
You're right. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's flask.
I'm like, well,
I made a mistake. I made a mistake.
Anyway,
for me,
next.
There you go.
Google.
So wait, is it a bad thing or big deal? No big deal.
I don't think it's a big deal.
No, I don't think it's a big deal at all. All right, next.
Google can only give you good news now?
It's not that it can only, but you can actually program your Google, like so, hello Google or whatever it is, to program it to only give you the good news. So for those that are, I'm sure there's a lot of people that they say they don't watch the news or read about the news because it always gives them the bad news. So now you can program it to only give you good news. So, if the weather is good...
I think that's a bad thing.
You think it's a bad thing?
Yeah.
Okay, why do you think it's a bad thing? So it's a big deal or no big deal?
Well, I think it's a big deal in the sense of, from the if that's the case, I think you're just perpetuating the idea that you want to live in a bubble. And you're not living
we all live in some sort of bubble.
Yeah, but you're not living in a reality. Like, I can't have bad news, so I don't want to hear about bad news, so I don't think about it. Do you
know how many people don't actually read the paper... Again, just because they know...
Because nobody sat there and helped them with their homework to learn how to read?
It's possible also. But I'm telling you, don't do it. Next, fine. I'll take it. I'll take it. I love it.
All right, next.
Fall is coming. Big deal. Big deal for me. Big deal.
No big deal. Why?
Something happens. So that's the thing. Something happens in my system, and I'm sure there are a lot of people out there, especially those that live in Canada, where the minute it's like after Labor Day, they become a lot more intense. Like something within them just changes. And I'm telling you, like even though today was really, really hot, like today I was sitting there, I was like, okay, this is going to be the last hot day, and I start to get anxiety just thinking that the winter's coming. So I love the fall. Actually, I think the fall is one of my favorite seasons.
Beautiful.
Maybe my second favorite season. Mm-hmm. Summer's my favorite for sure. Because it's still nice, and it's beautiful, but at the same time, you just know winter's coming. And
but the winter is coming is a bad thing. Fall,
right? But fall is telling me that the winter's coming. It's kind of like that snooze button. You need to get up. So you're kind of happy of the snooze, but you're like, oh god damn it, I only have 20 more minutes. You know what I'm talking about?
Make the most of 20
minutes. We'll move on to the next part. All right. So what do we have? This is a story.
This is the story
that we talked about before. We did. So get started.
So if you guys remember, if you watch, go back and look at our old shows. Why not? There's a story that's been in the news about the couple in the States. The woman ran out of gas, and this homeless gentleman came to her rescue with his last and only basically $20. Bought her a tank of gas. He ran off to the whatever gas station.
He went to the gas station, brought it back to her.
Yeah. Oh my god, so sweet. So they actually sought him out, and they eventually found him, and they thanked him, and this thing they took some photos and they brought him some food and money and whatever, and it started to go viral, and they decided to put like a GoFundMe campaign, and let's raise a couple of bucks for this guy for helping us out. Let's do something nice, right?
Right.
So they did, and it raised $400,000.
But the first question at the beginning when we had it, whether they did it for the fame, that was a question.
Well,
that you had.
I asked, was it for the fame? And
Right.
so, and I was,
I was naive to say.
You were, and I hear.
I was, and God, that's why I'm here to admit to it. I was a little bit naive to think that, hey, this could be, there are a lot of good people out there. I know that I would do something like that. And the way it was going around, right. It just sounded like this was something.
So don't get me wrong. If I don't know, if I were in that situation, I probably would come back and I'd want to, acknowledge this person in a way beyond the just the simple thank you for what you did. But, and I was right.
You're right.
Yes.
Okay, you're right.
No,
you don't need to do that.
Yeah, no, that was fun.
Will you continue to tell the story?
But here's the deal. So they set up this account. It gets $400,000.
Right.
They don't give him the money.
They don't.
It's gone. Nobody knows where the money is. They gave him some, from what I
don't know why you heard $75,000.
I
didn't even hear that. I heard that he didn't get almost anything out of it.
So he had some debts. He had some whatever. So they gave him some money, and they gave him $75,000, and that could be like as a total amount. But he had they got him a camper, but then he couldn't afford the camper anymore, like an RV.
But wasn't the story was that he was trying to buy a house?
No, so they got him like an RV or something. So that is hilarious.
Yeah. Well, he's been asking the entire time, and I've just been completely
Your dog just took a dump off camera.
He did because he was trying.
And now
he needed to go.
This is why you don't bring pets.
All right, but I knew he needed to go. But we're in the middle of a show, and there's nothing I can do. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah. Anyways, we will continue. We'll deal with it afterwards.
Fantastic.
That's why you don't love animals. But that's the.
I want to almost turn the camera and show what they did.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do.
Is he sick?
Yeah, he's not feeling well. So that's why we'll take care of this afterwards.
We?
Yeah.
Oh no!
I'll take care of it.
I don't think so.
You smell it live? Because it's there's nothing we can do. So how about this? While you go on, you continue the conversation.
Do you want to?
I'll deal with this.
I'll
deal with it.
Yeah, it is.
So you continue.
Stank up in this joint.
You continue.
So here's the deal. He basically, they can't find the money. They won't give him the cash. They gave him some. And all of a sudden, you better go wash your hands. That is, I want to give you a play-by-play. He's got a Kleenex, and he's like, it's all diarrhea.
Just keep doing
It's watery. It's disgusting.
Why are you talking about it?
Poor doggy, Natalie. Poor me. I have to smell this dog's. Ugh, and there's a fan in here. Oh, it's terrible.
Just keep going.
Anyways, professionally speaking, they won't give him the money, right? And I said, this is a case of greed taking over good. The intentions were good. But clearly, who's going to give $400,000 away? It's rightfully this guy's money. They set it up for him. But why would you do that? I don't understand. I have 3 kids. I could take a bit of poop smell. You know what? You're right. But my poop smell, that doesn't smell like that. That's nasty what happened. That carpet needs to be destroyed. At least he pooped on the carpet, though. Anyway, by myself. I love it. This show's better without him, I think. No? I do. Look, I think also we have to keep in mind the good intentions are important. But this case, if you don't know, going back to the homeless gentleman versus this couple, apparently now the boyfriend or husband of the woman, I think it's a boyfriend, he got arrested or has been charged for previous infractions against the law, kind of suspicious things. It all kind of ties in. But these guys don't want to give up the cash. And I'd be honest, if we don't really know the circumstances behind it, but that'd be pretty difficult, I think, in terms of a tempting way. Hey, I set this whole thing up, and we raised $400,000. Could you give all the money? I'm not going to lie to you. I think I'd have a hard time giving it all. But I, in my heart, if I'm setting it up, I'm thinking to myself, well, this is for this person. I want to give. Nobody expected $400,000. Could you give away $400,000? I don't think so. Let me know what your comments are. I love that we get more viewers now that he's gone. I don't know if it's the poop. It stinks so bad in here. So I'll give you a little clue behind the scenes of what's going on. Ron's got a fan in here because he gets a little sweaty. We've got some lights so you can see us better, but it's really hot in here. So the fan kind of cools us off. but it is also wafting this nasty poop all the way here. But we go on. It's better than the cinnamon? I know someone asked me that. Yeah. You give 10%, hey, Renat? Well, you're a cheap bum, you know? If you're giving, you're giving. The whole goal is you set up an account to give somebody. You're not keeping. You don't deserve anything of it. This man did something for you, helped you out in a time-sensitive, scary situation. To our ladies in the audience in particular, maybe you're sitting in the right. I did. Terry said I set up the GoFundMe for the house that burnt down. Yeah, there was we live in Thornhill. There was a house, as it turns out. Not that I think it was in the news that it was Mitch Marner's family from Toronto Maple Leafs. I didn't know that it was Mitch Marner's family. But it came out, so people were talking, and myself and a few other people on a little Facebook community, we said, hey, we should do something. This family lost everything in a fire. Let's put some money together. We were able to get in touch with the owners of the house, with his parents, and I was speaking to him, and okay, we didn't raise $400,000, but the circumstance there was, hey, we found out that, hey, you know what? Your kid is about to be, because he had just about to sign with the Leafs. He's going to be this multi-millionaire hockey star. Looked pretty good. Why should we give him any money? And in that way, people were saying, well, you shouldn't give him the money at all. And I thought to myself, well, he has nothing to do with it, right? It's his parents' home, and they lost everything. So whatever we raised, I think it was something like about $750, $1,000. We gave. We gave. As we're supposed to, right? He's back.
You can continue talking.
No, we've been talking.
Oh, you've been talking.
Oh, the whole time. I'm not going to sit here and wait for you.
That's as you shouldn't.
No, but that's
Did you
impressive.
think this is what I was going to do?
I didn't know what you're going to...
See, I knew that he needed to go, but the whole time I was like, please, Arnie, just hold it in for a little bit. I could tell that you need to. But clearly...
I think you're just making it worse. He's rubbing it in. He's staining it. Everyone's got cleaning tips for their content.
Why are you describing what I'm doing?
Oh, you're going to watch this whole thing afterwards? You're going to be so disappointed. It's good. But it's probably got our highest viewership.
You're talking about my dog pooing.
Well, you bring your dog to work. You get the poop, I guess, right?
Yeah, no, he's been sick the last few days. So this is like...
It's not good that he's sick. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a total prick about it, but... That was hilarious. Anyway, look, we're almost out of show. So after you wash your hands, you're welcome to come back here and join.
Oh, there's no question. I'm not going to wash my hands.
You're definitely not. Oh, that you are going to.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I don't know. That sounded like I'm not going to wash my hands. Anyway, we've got a few exciting things in the works coming up. We want you to stay tuned for future episodes. As always, if you guys have any kind of suggestions for us, topics, guests, we'd love to hear from the comments. We went out and we went to the Fan Expo. We have a little special that we're putting together for you about that. So there'll be some videos that we'll be posting on that, and TIFF. We did some TIFF stuff, and so stay tuned for that as well. That was pretty exciting. Some celebrity interaction. He is freaking out on the dog. It's hilarious. We also kind of like to do a little segment here where we call sort of the moment of Zen. So let's move into the Zen component after all this wonderful, guys. There's quite a conversation happening here. I love that our show breeds conversation. So it's good to know that Ron and Renat are going at it. I was just about to, disgusting bastard. That is disgusting.
I washed.
You couldn't have washed enough.
I washed.
Oh my God.
I'd like to apologize.
I would like you to apologize.
Okay.
To me, for that. No, this is not
do
my finger.
Do you remember the last time this happened? All right. I heard you talking about the moment of Zen.
The moment of
Look
Zen.
how red you became.
Oh, that's disgusting.
It's as if you're eating cinnamon again.
Oh, it was...
Okay.
I don't know what was worse, to be honest. the cinnamon or that, but that's hilarious.
No, definitely that.
But let's talk about the moment of Zen. I just so you know, I want to catch you up to speed. So we kind of, I left it out to the audience of the idea of would you or wouldn't you, what would you do in that situation? It's a tempting amount in terms of a 400. But I just prefaced that the idea of, look,
the minute they went viral, they should have known that someone's going to investigate.
Right. Well, but also my point was they did the goal was for good, so they should give him every penny.
There's no question.
Right. And so they get everything that's coming to them right now, karmically speaking.
No question.
Yeah.
What is it? The guy's like sitting in jail or something because they caught him. This is not the first time he's doing it or something like that?
The boyfriend got arrested for something suspicious along the line. There's a warrant out for his arrest. I don't know if it's exactly related to money stuff, but it just sort of lent to this like character flaw, if you will, by these people and stuff like that. But anyway, we moved on. I let the people know that they should stay tuned for stuff to come.
Fan Expo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Fan Expo.
We went to TIFF.
I didn't go to TIFF. You went to TIFF.
Yeah, Celebrity Interactions.
Right? You went to... We did Fan Expo together.
We did.
What did you think about that as an experience? Just kind of like a few words.
Well, okay, I want them to see the stuff, but it was weird.
Weird. Really?
Yeah.
It was weird?
It was fun. I think we had fun. We went there. It was interesting. It was kind of cool. There were some very popular pop culture celebrities there. So that was kind of cool to see them. We had an interesting.
That's the thing I liked the least about the entire Fan Expo.
That's the thing I liked the most. The thing
I didn't care about the celebrities or anything like that. I liked the costumes.
But the idea of people dressing up, that was to me what I said weird. And I didn't
so what was your favorite part of Fan Expo? Just as a favorite, actually, of the shoot.
I don't.
You don't want to ruin it?
Yeah, I don't want to ruin it.
Okay,
there's going to be a video coming out, and there's already. If you follow our Facebook and Twitter and Instagram accounts, there was already a post that kind of
a few pics.
A
few pics made it,
and definitely one of those.
Well, we can tell them what the pics were because it's already out there. No,
I guess.
Okay, we had two Bruce Lees fighting each other. Bruce Lee versus Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee versus Bruce Lee. Who's going to win? Bruce Lee.
Right, one guy that took it a little bit too seriously, another guy that just showed up as Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
The only thing about Bruce Lee was that he was Asian. I don't even think he was the right type of Asian. Is that weird to say?
I don't.
No, you don't want me to take it there?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, but let's talk about it's coming, and you should definitely watch it. And if you've got ideas for us to go and do it, stuff like that, these little remotes, as they say in the biz, right? Is that what they say?
No, they don't call that remotes.
It's not a remote?
No.
This is the remote, the challenge.
Yeah, it's on location. That's the name. It'd be on location.
I don't know.
Okay, or field. In the field.
You want us to go out to the field?
Yeah, that's what it's called. You asked what it's like in the biz, so it's go out to the field. I should take my dog to the field. That's for sure. Okay. Definitely. What else?
The moment of Zen. Let's bring that up.
Zen, okay.
There is the Rosh Hashanah. For our Jewish viewers who celebrate, for those non-Jews who just curious. And thinking about just we're in it for the holidays and tell the jokes. Why not? Rosh Hashanah, it's the Jewish New Year. It's a rebirth, a starting over. It's about family. Well,
you know that Rosh Hashanah actually, or like that idea is a month before, right? Like the month of Elul, which is a month, 30 days prior to Rosh Hashanah, is when we start talking about the changes of the year.
Yeah.
And all my life, I used to think that the minute it's the first of Tishrei, which is Rosh Hashanah, that's when we should start, thinking about the year. But now I'm prepping myself. A month before I start doing good deeds. So have you apologized to anyone, for example?
Have you?
I have. I put a Facebook post.
You know what?
I did.
That's like the lazy man's apology. I'm going to be honest with you.
You know what? If I have wronged anyone, and
I'm sorry for saying that, but I'm just calling it like it is. I think
you want an apology?
Yeah.
For what?
No, definitely for this cinnamon, for sure.
That's my fault. The poo, yes, I would apologize for the poo because that's the dog, not me. But
if the dog owes me an apology. If you poop there,
if I poop there,
oh my god, this show would be over. Okay. Over.
All right.
Look, I think I just meant I'm giving you a little bit of razz, but a lazy apology. I didn't apologize.
What do you mean a lazy apology?
You can't blast someone on an ass and be like, hey, sorry if I did anything wrong to you.
If I did anything wrong to anyone out there.
Oh, okay. You want to use this platform? If I did anything wrong to anyone out there, I am sorry.
You don't even sound sincere. You don't sound sincere.
I can't sound anything. I got to throw full of cinnamon.
If I did anything.
That's the cinnamon.
Cinnamon? There you go.
You have no idea. It's like a
No,
clump in
I
I think I need
have
to
no
get an
idea.
X-rayed. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know if
If you're struggling, how do you eat other like food products?
I eat it because I don't eat it freaking raw.
Okay, so we wanna
Stuff it in my mouth.
The moment of Zen is the fact that
We love family.
We with our family. No,
Yeah.
but like I got to appreciate it. So, unfortunately, about 2 weeks ago, my aunt passed away of cancer.
Yeah.
Was dreadful for the family, and my cousins came from Israel, and we got to spend Rosh Hashanah together. And
Yeah.
it was something, even though, my aunt's not around, and it was a sad time.
Yeah.
I started to appreciate the time that we do have with those that are alive.
For sure.
And to me, that's a moment of Zen that's real, and I think that we should be appreciative. When I teach my kids, not my kids, but the kids that I work with, the students, about like Rosh Hashanah, and I tell them that it's not just about the lessons that we're learning about the fish head, or the pomegranate, or the apple and honey. It's about family. It's about being together. It's about Jewish people all over the world uniting and coming together and appreciating this amazing moment in time, and being able to write our new story. I think that's what Rosh Hashanah is all about.
On that note, I appreciate you being able to come together with me and do this show. I appreciate that. You
Hopefully
guys
to
watch.
another new year.
Yeah, and I appreciate our audience for watching. And
We're not ending off.
What do you mean?
We have one major. Were you trying to run away from something?
No.
It's there in bold,
No.
right? Okay, so you son of a what?
That was a great.
That was.
I'm just gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna channel a little Eddie Murphy, Beverly Hills Cop, when he told him about the super cops in the first one, and he talks to the chief, and I'm gonna tell you that was working. You blew it. You just blew it. A perfectly great exit.
No.
That was a segue to end all segues, to cut the show, put in the sunset. You blew it.
Of course I blew it. I'll tell you why I blew it.
Tell him why you blow it.
Because we have decided, I try to convince Ellie over here for us to do a real challenge.
I said I'd do it.
And not just having cinnamon in my mouth,
Thank
but
God.
like actually a real challenge that we both can benefit from.
Right.
So over the past few years, I've gained a pound or 2 or 10 or 20. And, I just feel like I need to be at a healthier weight and to feel better about myself.
Right.
I figured what better time than to do it at Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah.
And decided that we're going to do a challenge. And by the way, this challenge is not just open to me and you. It's open to anybody
our
out
audience,
there.
right?
Yeah, the only thing is you have 24 hours to commit to the challenge. So I am putting...
we'll put something up
yeah,
for them to...
so I am... Yes, we're going to put something up. Actually, why don't we do it 24 hours from the minute we post this? Okay, so maybe we're going to do it tonight. 24 hours to let us know that you're in. I'm going to be putting $100, and the $100 bet would be...
Whoa. What $100?
It's $100. You're making good money. You're a teacher. It's okay. So the challenge is we have 60 days to lose 30 pounds each.
Okay, first of all, bus, me, under, go. Yeah, okay.
30 pounds to lose in 60 days. Okay?
Yeah.
That's the challenge.
How are we gonna...
If you don't reach that point, we're gonna put our weight up, and we're gonna put it at the end, and that show in 60 days from now, we're gonna put it live, and people will see whether we reached our goal.
Right.
Okay? So we have 30 pounds to lose in 2 months. If you don't reach the goal, you lost $100. If you reached it, you make the money.
Who gets my $100?
I'll win, so I'll take your $100 because I'm going to do it.
I didn't agree to bet you money, but okay.
Well, what do you want to do? What do you want the bet to be, sissy? What do you want? Okay, this is good for
I
you.
want you to eat all this.
I'll eat all that for what? For $100? I'll eat all that.
So
what do you want it to be?
I don't know. I thought we were just doing it to...
A big dinner? That's a great way to...
That's like a way to sabotage your hard work.
Well, we talked about a vegan.
That's
meal.
punishment.
That's not punishment. I like vegan food. So what do you want it to be? I'm already betting. So my sister and my brother-in-law are already in, and they're all for $100, and you get to share that money. So if you...
but other people who are doing it, are they putting $100?
They should be putting $100. So that's the idea. Whether you're going to be losing 30 pounds in 60 days, and if you don't, you lose the money. And if you do,
who gets the money?
We split it. So all those that were able to reach the goal split the money that's left in the pot. Make sense?
No, I think this is the dumbest idea.
Why is it the dumbest idea?
How do I know that you lost the weight?
What do you mean? How do you know?
How are we gonna track it?
They're going to send us a photo
Before and after.
before and after of what they weighed.
Billy?
No. They're going to give us the scale.
Yeah.
Okay, they're going to participate.
You're going to see how many people ringing this one up?
Look, the idea is not about making money here. The idea
Then
is
why
about
are we talking
losing
about
weight.
money? Let's just do that.
No, because there needs to be something. Okay, you know what? You don't want that? Why don't you ask the audience?
Slap that.
You know what?
Slap that.
You and I can do a slap bet.
On camera?
But 3 big slaps.
No.
Wait, why?
One big. Look
No,
at your hands. Look
no,
at your
I
hands.
have small hands. Come on, let me. Don't. 3 big slaps.
I don't know about 3. Let's negotiate the number of slaps. Somewhere between 1 and 3.
50 bucks.
2 slaps?
50 bucks and a slap.
No. A slap bet. A slap bet.
Slap bet?
Yeah.
Done. But I want something more. One slap will not make me satisfied. I want more than 1 slap.
Where are you slapping me?
Oh, in the face. You
In
know
the
it.
face?
Oh, what do you think? In the ass? What kind of? This is not supposed.
Arm?
I should be. Slap me in the arm.
Slap on the back?
Oh, please. What do you want the bet to be?
I don't know. We'll figure out the terms.
We'll figure it out. Okay.
Yeah, let's
By
terms to be
next
discussed.
week, we'll tell them what the terms
Okay.
are.
Yes.
Deal?
Fair enough. Yeah.
7
Stay
days.
tuned. Stay tuned.
7 days.
And you know what? We'll take suggestions from the audience. Doesn't mean we'll use your suggestion, but we'll take suggestions of what the term of the bet should be.
Okay. So
And
my
then-
my
and then-
thing
but the
was
thing is we can't slap everybody. I'd like to slap a
$100
few,
because
but-
I don't want to lose $100. $100. We put it on the table, and look. At the end of the day, it's about losing weight. It's
You
about
don't have
being
3
healthy.
kids, man. That $100, that's diapers and.
Really, that's what it is. I see what you're spending it on. You don't even want me to get me started about what you're spending it on. Exactly. Not weed though. I said not. There you go. Now that's
Get
a way
outta here.
to end off the show.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching.
At
Please
the
tune
Prickly
in.
Pear Show.
Yes. Sundays.
9
next
o'clock.
next Sunday, and we're not going to be missing any more Sundays.
I don't think so. Not for a
No,
while.
not for a while. So,
Thanksgiving, maybe?
Thanksgiving is the only other time we're going to
Yeah,
be
we
missing
don't.
it.
We don't want to do holidays.
No.
This is uncomfortable. I'm going to go turn this thing on.
Go do it. Go
Bye,
do
guys.
it. Thank you very much for tuning in. I apologize for all the poo and for my friend Ellie, who's no longer my friend.
My wife says that's my money. That's just so you know what's happening. That's my money. Bye, guys.